Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 16th. I know some people got that reference. Season HSHL Awards. Today, I am joined by Ovi,
Hello.
and we will be trying to speedrun this
Hello
event. As
everyone
usually,
and
it takes
welcome
about
to
an
the
hour.
16th.
There's really no
I
reason
know some
for it.
people got that reference.
And we've got the award ceremony. We've got all the 7. Let me just quickly double check if it is 7. All the 8 categories. As usual, we've got the top rookie, then fifth man, golden boy, and then top via positions. So GK, DM, midfielder, striker, with the main award being MVP right at the final. Of course, even being nominated here is already a big achievement because basically that means you finished as the best 4 in each category. And that in a league which had about 200 players is a pretty good result, if you ask me. But without further ado, I think we can get into it. And let's start off with top rookie. There were 10 nominations for it. Wait, what? That could have been a leak. There's been 4 nominations for it. And those nominees include SF, Elox, Krzysiu, and Dyszka, who's just a 10, but he's Polish, so I say it in Polish. And Ovi, can you tell us who finished 4th?
Okay. Uh, Fourth place is Krzysiu. Krzysiu.
Krzysiu!
Yes, Krzysiu.
I don't think we have points on display, so that will have to be added vocally. Krzysiu, although finished 4th, he did gain a lot of votes, getting 23 points, but that still puts him into the 4th place. You can continue, Ovi.
Okay. Third place is Elox.
The Ukrainian DM, only non-Polish player that has been nominated for the top rookie this season. He's been clutch in a few moments and he earned himself 26 points, so only 3 ahead of Krzysiu, but that is enough to make him the third best rookie of season 16. And now on to the final 2 players.
Okay. Second place is 10. Or
Dycha.
10.
10, yeah, whatever. He's had a great scores at the start of the season, I believe, when rookies were causing the upset with everyone believing that they could make the playoffs. But unfortunately, later they got ratioed and fell off. So they did not end up being the second rookies team in history making the playoffs. But they still had great fun and provided us a lot of entertainment throughout the regular season. But now there is only one man left to be presented. The winner and the captain. It kind of seems like a recurring theme, not gonna lie. And it is, of course, SF. And it's not a shock to me because he's been the most active. He's been to like every game. He's been managing the team. So it's good to see him win it. And hopefully he can keep on getting those awards in future seasons because he will not be eligible for top rookie or golden boy. But that doesn't mean he's not invited for season 17 awards show. So to summarize it up, we've had Krzysiu in 4th with 23 points, then Elox in 3rd with 26, Dyszka 10, 10, however you want to call him, was 2nd with 29 points, so all 3 of them were really close. And then SF just destroyed all of them, gaining 60 points, which is more than double than 2nd place. And he comfortably has won the Rookie Award. So I think now we can move on to the next award, which is just as exciting, and that is the fifth man, Who is nominated for that, Ovi?
Okay, the nominations for fifth man is Kyo, Robert, Lucky, and Uyo.
Those are the 4 players that have played a key role for the team, but not key enough to be considered a starter for them. 2 of them are from the champion of the season, so you could argue that this is the top 5th man and top 6th man, but I'm not a nerd, so I'm not gonna do that. But let's find out who was 4th.
Okay, so fourth place is Robert.
This fellow Sezamki player, Ovi was meant to be there, but he snaked them during the season.
Oh no, I didn't
Robert
snake. No.
has been like the perfect example of a 5th man, I think, because he's almost played in every match, or even possibly in all of them. And he's always been like the rotational player. He can play DM, he can play GK, he can play midfield, whatever is needed. He can switch there, and he can get those good results for Sezamki, who ended up going all the way to quarterfinals, which is a decent result. Maybe they could have gone further with a better bracket, but 26 points. Not sure if that was mentioned. So still really good points return, but only enough to be the 4th, 5th man, however that sounds. Let's find out who finished 3rd.
And third place is Uyo.
Uyo has gotten the nomination for this just in time, because throughout the regular season, he's maybe played 1 game, if even that. But for the playoffs, he was the main man in Amici. He came through, delivered, and got the 7-pot team or 6-pot team all the way to 3rd place, which that in itself sounds crazy. And then the regular season wasn't as good as well. Like, they've played decent games, but nobody was expecting them to make it all the way to semi-final and even win a medal in the end. So it was a massive part of the team, and he ended up getting 28 points, so only 2 points more than Robert, but that is enough to put him into 3rd. So that means we will have now the 6th man and the 5th man, as both Academia Pana Smoczka players are still yet to be known where they finished. We've got Lucky and we've got Kyo, and who will finish 2nd?
And the second place goes to Lucky.
Lucky could be the person who's won this award the most. Like, honestly, it feels like every season now he's just added to some of the top teams. He comes to few matches. Oh, well, has been nominated for this award the most because obviously he finished 2nd. And I'm trying to find the historical winners of this prestigious award. It should be in a Hall of Fame. So the 5th man. He's won it back to back, interestingly, in season 10 and season 11, and now he gets to add the 2nd place for season 16. And Lucky got himself 31 points, so once again, really close between the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd, but the winner was clear, and with 33 points, Ovi,
It's Kyo.
it is Kyo, the only goal scorer in the final, as you would expect, ends up winning the top 5th man award. And it is also his debut season, so it is not the last time that we will be hearing that name. And he's got 1 award already to his name. We can move on to the next category, which is, like teased before, the Golden Boy. Who is nominated for that, Avi?
Okay, nominations are Denkoko, King, Yujo, and Kyo.
For really good players, which have all shown to be already one of the better in the league, but there can only be one winner. Well, technically, we've had a tie for Golden Boy once, but there is only one winner this season. This is the exclusive league that you're getting right now.
Oh,
And starting off, the fourth place of the Golden Boy is
Yujo.
the Dutch player that is already signed up for the World Cup. So he is not leaving the league, and it's good to see players like him stay. He's been really good point for Hash team, especially in a debut season. And there's two factors that ended up with him being fourth, I think. One of them was the early elimination of Hash team. So although it wasn't unexpected, I suppose, as they had the future champions Akademia Pana Smoczka, their path for playoffs wasn't the best, which ended up with Yoyo getting 11 points in the voting. And let me tell you right now, it is all really close. Like Ovi said, there is Denkoko, there's King, and there's Skyo. And third place with 41 points, which is crazy because in every other category, 41 is enough to be second. And here it is only third. And that is
It is Tenkoko.
the Coco, the DM or midfielder, depending on which part of the season you're looking at for Dostlar Mekani. He's had a crazy start with all the assists he's been getting. I mean, overall, the Dostlar Mekani team has scored so many goals. And Denkoko, although wasn't the main part of it, as Del was the top scorer, he was the glue to the team, you could say, because I think it's not going to be controversial if I say that they needed a better goalkeeper. And if they play the next season, hopefully they can get someone better in there. But he was there to defend, but he was also helping the attack with all the passes, all the dribbles. He was phenomenal. And that is enough to be the third best Golden Boy of season 16. But like I said, he's had 41 points, which is quite a lot. Second place has 42 points. Literally, one person voting could change the results of the awards show. And that second place goes to
This is rigged. It's Kyo.
it is Kyo who finished second with 42 points. The most clutch player, definitely, as he brought the championship for his team. But he wasn't quite active because he's had a single digit amount of games, which I think was the main part. If he was more active throughout the regular season, I reckon more people would have voted for him. But still, he got 42 points, which puts him into second place and only 2 points behind the winner, who we already know that the winner is
It is King.
the Turkish DM that has changed the teams throughout the season. Started at Piorto, then went to Dostlar Mekani, got with them into the semi-final while beating Piorto in the quarters as well. So he's kind of proven that he was the main part for them. Like the reason why they ended up being so high placed was partly thanks to him. And he is the Golden Boy of season 16. But that was a high quality season for all the newcomers because, like, honestly, all of the names that have been nominated, and even more who haven't been mentioned because we only are limited to 4 players per vote, have been really impressive this season. And all of them can be important players for the good teams in the next season as well. But now that we've got all of the extra awards, you could say, we will be moving on to the position ones. Starting off with goalkeepers. Who was nominated, Ovi?
Okay, nominations for goalkeeper is Michkai, Pio, Tvoya, and Zut.
all four of them are Polish. Has that ever happened before? Because there's always been like Jasmin, Robert.
I don't know. Maybe season 2. No. Maybe not.
We'll have to check that out. But that amount of high-performing Polish GKs has given a headache to the national team that has signed up now for the World Cup. And if you are from a nation which has not signed up yet, you have to hurry up because we are getting closer and closer to the deadline. So please gather your countrymates and sign up for the World Cup. But do not get too much off topic. We've got the 4 goalies. And in fourth place is
It's Zoot. It's Zoot.
Zut, who was an important figure for Amici, who finished third in this season, gets 15 points and is the fourth best goalkeeper of the season, according to the public vote. He's had some impressive games, but he's also had some controversial movement, let's say, like maybe a little Zut cross, maybe a little beton.
Zoot
But
moment.
overall, he's been really, really good. Well, he's been top 4 goalkeepers of the whole league this season. And congrats to him on getting that award. In third place, we have
We have Michka.
Michka finishes third, as despite only making it to quarters, he's had a really impressive season, making the record-breaking amount of saves, which is 147, as well as keeping the saves percentage up to 93%, which is just insane. Like if you have more than 20 saves and your saves ratio is above 90%, that is really, really good. And having 147, well, kind of explains why other Sezamki players are not nominated for the positions, I could say. He's had a lot to do and he's done a lot. But that was just enough to put him in third place for the best goalkeeper of the season. And now to a second place, which is
It's Pio.
Pio, the champion of the league, who came in clutch for the penalties, ends up being the second best goalkeeper of the season due to the public vote. And I've also forgotten to mention the points for the votes for this category, so let me quickly catch up on that. So we've got Zut, who got 15, then we've got Michkai, who had 32, and Pio had 39. So there was a bit of a gap between them, but it wasn't as crazy. It was a close season for them. You could argue that Pio couldn't really do much more because he's won the regular season, he's won the playoffs, and he even clutched up for the penalty shootout in the final match of the season. And he ends up being second best goalie, which also means that we have one more player to reveal for this category, and that is
It's Toya.
Tvoja has won the top goalkeeper of the season, getting 51 points in the votes. And again, don't really know what to say. He's been in here for feels like forever, and he's been winning those awards for a few times now. So congratulations to him for yet another trophy to add to his private cabinet. And we can move on to the next position. Can you tell me what it is?
Okay, next is Def. Top Def.
And who is nominated?
Nominations are Tenkoko, Grease, King, and Nis.
2 DMs from the same team, which is quite interesting, but that's obviously due to the transfer. And they've also been kind of rotating, so once King would be the DM, once then Coco would be the DM. So as they both had the majority of their playtime spent on the defense, they both ended up being nominated. And then, of course, the two finalists, which are Nice and Greece. So let's see the results. We've got as the fourth best defender of the season, it is
Then Coco.
accordingly to the Golden Boy vote. Then Coco finishes behind King, but once again, the difference will not be as big as he got 21 points, which is a lot. Getting over 20 and finishing fourth is really good. And I don't know what else can I say. He's had the uprise, you could say, because we knew that King was gonna be good. We knew that Greece was gonna be good. We knew that Nice was gonna be good. But then Coco was the surprise name. Obviously, the Dostlar Mekani team originally has been mainly new players in the league, with Del, who's won the championship in the past, which is kind of ironic with this combination. But as no one really knew who they were or how involved in the hockey they will get, it turns out that Den Coco was the biggest newcomer. I'm not counting King because he originally wasn't playing with them. But as he got involved, he got rewarded for it as well by being called the fourth best defender of this season. And in third place is
It is King.
previously mentioned King, who's already won the Golden Boy Award, is also winning the third best defender award with 25 points. And he's been clutch for both of the teams, for Piotr and for Dostlar Mekani. Ended up in a semi. It is a name repeat, so I don't really have anything else to say. So congratulations to him. And now in the second place is
Nice.
Nice has gotten himself 28 points, and that was just enough to finish second ahead of King. A long stayed name in the community, who's won the best player as defender 2 seasons ago, now will have to be satisfied with finishing second. And again, a really good season for him, as you would expect. Top two players of the whole league. And well done. Hopefully he can continue this into the World Cup. And I've just noticed there's 3 Turkish DMs, so are we going to see Hadik tactic for the World Cup and possibly a World Cup for the team? I do not know, but let's announce the winner.
The winner is top one nerd, Greece.
Greece has gotten himself 58 points, and he's had over double of the advantage ahead of second place, winning the top DM award of this season. And again, a name that you already all know. You follow the season, you know how good he is. There isn't much else to add. Second top DM award in a row for him. Congratulations. And let's move on to the midfielders.
Wait.
Ovi moment.
Okay, mid nominations are Davidchek, Lynch, Sara, and Yujo.
So we've got yet another golden boy that is nominated. And amongst him are 3 other players, but the first one that will be shown on the screen with 13 points from the voting is
It is David Check.
the captain, I believe, or co-captain of Amici del Sesso. and their second player that is nominated for the top position award ends up being the fourth best midfielder of this season and gets himself 13 points. He was the captain definition, you could say, because not only has he been setting teams, organizing friendlies, organizing with the schedule, he's been also there mentally to support his teammate or to insult some of them, depending on who you ask, and ended up getting the bronze medal and the individual award as the fourth best midfielder of season 16. So now we can move on to the third place.
Okay, third place is going to be Yujo.
Yuyo gets the third best midfielder after getting nominated to a Golden Boy. He finishes off with 23 points. And again, I've already talked about his season. Him being in the midfield, Yasu in DM, Hasi as the striker was the three Dutchies that we might be seeing at the World Cup. They just need a goalkeeper, and it is a strong team. And obviously, there's more great Dutch players who just haven't been mentioned, so they could be the underdogs for the upcoming World Cup. But in this season, Yuyo finishes off with 2 mentions of the awards for the Golden Boy and for the midfielder. So now it's time for the second place.
And the second place is Lynch.
Lynch has won the second best midfielder of the season, getting 34 points. And he's, I'm just trying to check. Was he considered starter then? Yeah, he would have been. Because I was wondering how Lucky and Kyo have been the fifth man and the sixth man, you could say. So Lynch was the fourth man, you could say, to finish off with Pion, Nis, and Luntek. And he was just as good as you could have gotten, as he is the champion winner as well. And like I said, he's got 34 points, so it's only the winner left, and that is
Sara.
Sara finished with 62 points, which is the most out of any of the category winners, and that names him as the best midfielder of season 16. He's had the crazy stats, he's had crazy performances, and I'm trying to check because I can't find the midfield. Last time he's won the best midfield was season 9, so actually quite a while ago. But that's also because he's been changing positions because he got the top DM and then top striker. So he's back into the winning for the best individual midfielder of season 16. And now let's move on to the goal scorers, the strikers.
Okay, the strikers, the dominations are Del, Luntek, Piotr, and Vinozzi.
This is the 4 that have had the most goals, I believe, this season. And what a close season that was as well. I'm trying to quickly check the stats. Actually, Sara was the midfielder who had more. But anyway, we've got, like you said, Del, Luntek, Piotr, and Vnoce. So all of them have been on the score sheet quite a lot. All of them have gotten a lot of points as well, as the fourth place has 20, and that is
It is Del.
And I've lied to you because he's a third place. Because as Twoja will show right now, we've got a tie, and there is 2 players in a third place, which are Del and Piotr. Both of them have gotten themselves 20 points. Del has scored 43 goals, with Piotr having 41. Insane numbers by them. Like, imagine something like that a few years back when 20-something was incredible. And now we've got 40-something who ends up being tied for third best striker. That is crazy, but obviously they've played incredibly well. Both of them have been the key for the success for their teams with their goal scoring abilities. And they are together the third best strikers. So let's move on to the second place. And that is Vnoci with 31 points finishes as the second best striker of the season. He didn't have as many goals as others, because you could say there's only 34. However, in addition to that, he's had 19 assists, which is incomparable to the two previously mentioned players. And overall for the Canadian, Vnoci ended up above them, but still 31 points, second best striker of the season. And I guess it's only how he's been looked because being in the shadow of his teammates, I guess, maybe not shadow, but when you've got Del and Piotr, they've been the main stars of their teams, while Vnoci was just a part of it. And he's been a key part, of course, but didn't catch people's attention as much. But that was just enough to put him into second place with 31 points. And now the winner of the top striker is
It's the Gagsball Demon. It's Luntek.
the Gagsball Demon. What a name! Luntek goes back to winning the top striker award. And let me just quickly check and tell you that Season 12, Luntek. Season 13, Luntek. Season 14, Luntek. Season 15, Sara. But that's because Luntek was a midfielder, and Luntek has won the best midfielder. And it is season 16 now, with Luntek winning it. So he has won the top position 5 seasons in a row. Pretty sure that's a record, but someone can check that later. He's got himself 55 points, so a comfortable lead ahead of the rest. And without a shadow of a doubt, I think he's been the main player for Akademia Pana Smoczka and ended up winning his top category. And now the final award, which is MVP, the best player of the season. And we've got 4 nominees. We've got Gris, we've got Luntek, we have Sara, and we have Vnoci, all being up for this place, for this award. And in fourth place is...
It's Gris.
It's nobody,
also...
because once again, we have a third place award. And it is tied with 21 points between Gris and
Vnoci.
And Vnoci. They've both together gotten themselves 21 points, and they are tied for the third best player of the season. And you've seen the games, you know the results. I don't really have much to add about it. This is the top of the top, the best of the best that is possible to achieve. And the differences will not be massive, as this is just the peak of the hockey skills. So now moving on to the second place.
And second place is Sara.
Sara has been the second best player of the season 16. And if you look just at the numbers, it is insane. 39 goals as a midfielder. If I scroll down, the next midfielder with most goals was Evo with 14. And then, of course, Sara also had most assists at 20. And overall, that combined had him with 59 goal contributions this season. The main guy of the attack of Murciélagos, and that gets him into the second place of the MVP. But there is just one more player to announce.
And it's the winner of the MVP award, and it is Lutek.
The Gagsball Killer, or however we called him
Gagsball
earlier
Demon.
on. Gagsball Demon, that is, yep, has gotten himself 46 points. And I've only just bragged about Sarah's numbers. Luntek has scored 49 goals in this season. And in the Canadian, he's had 61 points, so just 2 ahead of Sarah. And of course, you have to also consider how clutch he's been for this team, playing in the DM for the final as Nice wasn't there. Then in previous rounds, basically being the only player to score and assist. Like, he had 49 goals. The next player for his team was Lynch with 11 goals. Then you've got 12 assists as well. And when it's needed, he went to play DM, like, just incredible. This is like the definition of MVP. He was there to score, he was there to assist, he was there to defend. He's done everything that's needed to secure the title for his team, and he is the MVP award winner. And that means we're at the end of the show. So thank you very much for this beautiful speed run of the awards ceremony. I've just seen that Piotr has been posting all the voting results in the chat as well. So that's a summary for those who have missed it. And enjoy the World Cup that will be starting soon. Check out announcements in the future for more information. And thank you very much for season 16. But now it is officially over.